Hello, I'm Susan Siegel with Mobility International. I'm number 215 from Eugene. And I just want to bring the conversation to a more international context for a second. And I just want to start by thanking you and thanking Dan Whalen and all your staff. Our organization hosts people with disabilities from around the world, most recently from Pakistan. And I can't tell you how thankful and how impressed they are that the Senator of the United States is sharing his staff and sharing the ideas of the Americans with Disabilities Act and all the progress we've made for people with disabilities around the world. First of all, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And there's my short comment. I'm just looking forward to working with you and Senator Wyden in the coming year so that our foreign assistance money, especially the money that goes to the U.S. Agency for International Development, that works on critical issues such as literacy and HIV/AIDS, to be sure that those funds are mandated so that people with disabilities can be included in all the existing programs that significantly change their lives. So I'm looking forward to working with you so that we in the United States, when we're paying those taxes, that those services can affect people in other countries, but most importantly also affect people with disabilities who need them the most. So thank you for that.
You are so welcome, and thank you for the great work that you're doing.
So we're looking for 879.
Yeah.
You have another question you want to throw in?
I don't exactly.
You already spoke.
Yeah. I don't think it's exactly fair for me to ask another
Okay.
question. But
Thank you very much.
Thank you briefly for all your work with the Employee Non-Discrimination Act and for working with the other senators in the Gets Better project. Because as a gay student in the public school system, discrimination still does exist. So,
You're very welcome.
215?
876, 894, and 210.
This side of the room's getting elected over here. Yeah. Stir up those tickets. See if we can- Well, hopefully next.
Thank you. I'm Betty Taylor from Eugene, and I have two questions. It's hard to decide which one, but
Pick the best
about
one.
the Marketplace Fairness Act. I understand that you are not in support of that.
What is the name of it?
The Marketplace Fairness, the sales tax.
I'm not supporting the sales tax.
And, no, the fact that most states are suffering because they can't collect sales tax from mail order.
Yes, right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
And could you make some comments on that? I know it doesn't affect Oregon directly, but
Yes.
some things like the hotel
Yes.
tax are similar.
So this is a national bill. Senator Durbin of Illinois championed it. Senator White and I both opposed it. It did pass the Senate, but it did not make it all the way through to the Oval Office. But essentially what it said is states like Oregon, the retailers here would have to collect the tax for all the other taxing jurisdictions that have sales tax across the country. The states, the counties, I mean, I think it was something like 1,500 jurisdictions that an Oregon retailer would have to collect the tax on their behalf and forward it. And actually, you know, as a state that's chosen to be a non-sales tax state, I thought that's an unfair imposition on our retailers. So I opposed it.
Going right here.
894. My name's John Flannery. I live about a mile west of here. You mentioned earlier, the subject came up around media consolidation, Citizens United, and it's a fundamental problem that underlies really everything that people are bringing up tonight. The conversation we want to have is COVID. And whether it's through media consolidation is part of that, you mentioned Citizens United is part of that. But Citizens United is really just a small part of that. It's that has to do with campaign financing, but corporations also impose influence through the lobbying. They're using, Citizens United is wrong because it gave constitutional protections to the corporate management using their shareholders' money to express opinions that the shareholders might not agree with. And they're allowed to do that through lobbying of Congress also. They can run ads extolling the benefits of fracking, all sorts of political activity that's just wrong, because it's not their money. So that's a major part of the dysfunction in Washington, D.C. A little more than a year ago, you sat down with members of Move to Amend, and Charlie and I were there as part of a conference call, teleconference, and you did not, at that point, were not ready to support Move to Amend's language. And I actually applaud you for that. It shows that you're taking this question seriously. I did not bring it up at the time, but actually I have some of those same concerns. That they want to take, yes, corporations don't have rights, but individuals do have rights, and if we let corporations be regulated in any way, it could infringe on the rights of individual people. Most people in Move to Amend, when you confront them with that, they'll say, oh yeah, we don't want to take rights from individual people, but then if we leave the Supreme Court in charge of drawing that line, then we're back to where we started, and it's a worthless exercise. So what I'm asking you to do in DC is propose a constitutional amendment which will actually draw that line, saying that if people assemble for the purpose of expressing a political opinion, then those rights can't be taken away from them, but other organizations should stay out of politics.
Thank you. So there is this huge set of issues, and let me give you an example of the concern that I have.